Hi friends, welcome to my channel and part 2 of the sunflower that we're working on. This is an original pen and ink drawing that I have listed in my Etsy shop along with its partner, which is this one. So you get 2 images, 2 full-size images and 1 page that has both of them on a single page. And so we're gonna carry on coloring it. We've been doing it in Prismacolor Pencils. And so now we're going to start on the flower petals themselves. And is there anything else? Please be so kind as to give this video a like, because as I continue to try and remind everybody, those likes are super important to the success of any channel, and we all really appreciate it when you guys do that for us. So, okay. I have pulled out a few colors for the petals. I may alter that as we go along, as when I see how things look. So I have my white. I have Canary Yellow, which is 916. I have Yellow Ochre, which is 942. I have, I think this is Sunburst Yellow, which is 917. Yep. Okay. And I have Terra Cotta, which is 944. So we'll just see. I don't know what I'm going to like until I really start to put some color down. So I think I'm going to start just with like a big obvious petal, just so that I can kind of get a feel for the colors and things like that. So let's start with the Canary Yellow, I think. Ooh, or do I want to start with white? I don't know. Okay, let's just start with some Canary Yellow. I'll just try and preserve the whites, because we all know how good I am at that. Not. But I'm trying. I'm getting better, especially with working with the pen and ink. You kind of don't have a choice. You kind of have to learn how to do that. But I think I'm still going to come in here with some white, because I can't, I just have to. It helps me. It just helps me when I'm coloring. If I accidentally color over an area, at least that white is down to keep it kind of light. Okay, so I am going to try this Sunburst Yellow, because the yellow on these petals is so gorgeous and vivid, and it's just really yummy. And I don't think that this yellow is quite rich enough, but we'll see. I need to get that Terra Cotta in here too. All right, let's get the Terra Cotta in here. start there. All right, let's do the Canary Yellow again. I can't preserve whites. I suck at preserving whites. I just want to get in there and start coloring, and I always wind up covering up any area that I want to be light. It's just... It's just one of those things I have a hard time doing, apparently. Okay. I mean, not that there's that much white in these petals, but, you know, we want some... We want some highlights. Maybe I can do that with... Oh, that's not bad. The slice tool. Slice tool is so nice. All right, and I'm also going to pull out some black. Be careful with black and yellow. You know, if you're going to use black, you want to keep it where the Terra Cotta is, because that black with yellow, often you can come up with kind of a yucky color if you're not careful. All right, I'm good with those colors. I thought about yellow ochre, but I don't think so. I think we're gonna stick with the Sunburst Yellow and the Canary Yellow. Canary Yellow. And the question then becomes, how do you darken with color? I don't know the answer to that. Let's try this Terra Cotta, kind of along the same concept as when we put chestnut and those reddish colors over black for our skin. I'm thinking that that might work well for giving me that nice dark color that I want while still keeping with the colors of the flower. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Okay, do I want to, I think, oh well, I'm debating, debating on where to start and where to continue. Let's see, I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit, and I think I'm gonna start up here. Okay, so let's get these in my hand. You will notice that in the print, I tried to keep the lines of the petals up top as light as possible. Even some around the outer edges, you know, even some out here. I don't like thick, heavy lines. You guys know that from knowing me as a you know, colorist. I just don't I don't dig heavy lines. So if there's any lines once you print this that you feel like you want darker, just darken them. Just break out your pencil or a pen and have at it. It's easier to add lines than take them away, that's for sure. Okay, that was Terra Cotta. This is Sunburst Yellow. Now, I am not following the reference photo much at this, in doing these. I'm using my own drawing more as a guide for where I want that terracotta and such. So if I confuse you, that's that's why, because I'm really not worrying too strongly about following the reference at this point. I'm actually enjoying doing this very much. Lately, I've been doing so much with just black and white, or if I do watercolor, it's just a real light wash of it. So it's kind of fun to have this really rich, intense color going. I like it. Hopefully you guys can tell the difference between these three. I'm really only using Sunburst Yellow, Canary Yellow, and Terra Cotta, plus white and black if I pull those out. But Sunburst Yellow. Let's see, what is that? What did I draw there? I don't know. Is that? I don't think that's a separate. I think it just looks like it's separate because where the thingy landed, I don't know what those are called. They're not leaves. They're called something. Sunburst Yellow. And Canary Yellow. Let's do a little bit more terracotta. And maybe carry it out here because I'm not liking the, there we go. That looks a little bit less like it was divided into two. Okay, I'm gonna try and put a little white right here. And Canary Yellow. Sunburst Yellow. Terra Cotta. Canary Yellow. think I'm going to leave all of these kind of the way that they are until the end, and then I will come in and add more depth if I need to, or maybe take away if I need to. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to or not. That was Canary. This is Sunburst. More Sunburst. And I think more Canary here. This one I didn't put any marks in for some reason. Canary Yellow. Sunburst Yellow. White. Use my blender. And I think I'm going to use some black because I feel like I want some. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put the Terra Cotta down first on this one. We'll do Canary Yellow. Sunburst Yellow. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of white here. I'm going to sharpen my pencil. Loud noise. I hope the new pencil sharpener that's coming is more quiet than the one that I have. do some Terra Cotta. Some Sunburst Yellow. And I'll do some more white. I think that's okay. Something about this one is still bugging me. I think I'm going to take... I also is going to... Excuse me, sorry. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to take my real skinny fine liner. I'm not sure how well this will work on color pencil. No, it will not. So we might just do a pencil. For some reason, I don't know why. That one doesn't have any lines on it. And I felt like it stood out that it needed them, so. Okay. A bit of white. Sunburst Yellow. Nope, sorry, this is Canary Yellow. Let's do our Terra Cotta. Some Sunburst Yellow. Canary Yellow. Okay. Kind of absorbing the Terra Cotta and wondering if I want something a little bit redder even. This is the Black Raspberry. Not sure if that made much of a difference or not. I've been so lucky every time I've dropped my pencil, it's flown into the pencil tray next to me instead of on the floor. Okay, I'm going to carry on. Do a little bit of white. Canary Yellow. Let's do some Terra Cotta. And Sunburst Yellow. And let's do a little bit of this black raspberry. And then a little blend with my favorite Caran d'Ache blender. Okay. Canary Yellow. Let's do some Terra Cotta. Okay, and then some. What is this? Sunburst Yellow. I'm going to try and leave that a little bit light. Okay, a little bit of white, Canary Yellow, do some Terra Cotta. And some Sunburst Yellow. Almost a little bit too white. We wanted light, but not necessarily white. So I'm just gonna tone that down a little bit. Okay. Pull this back up a little bit. Let me readjust my cord here so it's not in my way. And we'll do a little bit of yellow. Canary Yellow, sorry. We'll do some Sunburst Yellow. Terra Cotta. Canary Yellow again. Should have my little brush out, but I don't. I'm going to come up here and finish this one that I missed before. I'm going to use Canary Yellow. Terra Cotta. And some Sunburst Yellow. Okay, back under here, we're gonna go with Sunburst Yellow and Terra Cotta. This one we'll do a little bit of Canary Yellow. Sunburst Yellow. Terra Cotta. I think I'll blend with the Sunburst Yellow. And I'm thinking I might try and darken this right in here a little bit. Okay, this one, same thing. We're gonna stick with Sunburst Yellow. Terra Cotta. And I'm going to blend with Sunburst Yellow. Okay. All right, let's see how we can do some shading. I'm not sure how to do this. Do I want to break out some espresso or do I want to stick with Terra Cotta? I'm just going to test this out a little bit. I like the rich, I like the rich vividness of the flower. I want to be careful not to add, I don't want to gunk it up with the brown, so I think I'm going to stick with Terra Cotta for shading. It's not going to need a lot of shading, but there's a couple places that I feel like I want some more. I actually might break out the black. If you break out black, be very, what's the word? Be very slow and, you know, careful. You don't want to, too much black can just completely ruin it. So if you're going to use black, go slow. Really think about where you're going to put it, because like I said, putting it on the yellow can really give you some kind of yucky results. So be careful. I think that is okay. Just curious if I take my slice tool. It's really nice. Okay, I don't want to brush that. I'm going to brush that off with a, I don't want to use my hand to brush that off. I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to readjust and we'll pull this down and we'll do the B, and then we will continue. I'm looking at the, I'm looking through the camera and I'm wondering if yeah, I guess it's okay. All right, so let me readjust and pull out some stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, I think the B is going to be pretty fast. And I think I'm going to use the Canary Yellow still, with maybe some yellow ochre, maybe. No, you know what? I think some Goldenrod instead. Okay, so we got Goldenrod, which of course is a short pencil. Put that in an extender. Okay, and then we need our black, and then we need some, I think maybe I'll pull out some espresso just to kind of see, and I think we'll stick with the Terra Cotta maybe, and that gray that I pulled out earlier, which is right here. So we've got 10% French gray. Everything else we've already pulled out, except for Goldenrod. I added that. Okay, so let's do our, how do I want to do this little guy? I don't know. I gotta think about this for a minute. I need pretty sharp pencils, I think. All right, I'm gonna start with the Canary Yellow. That's going to go in between the black. And I think I'm going to do some of that up here too. Then I'm going to take the, what is this again? What color is this? 1034 Goldenrod. I'm wondering if I want mineral orange instead. I'm going to pull that out too. I think I'm going to try this mineral orange a little bit. We're just going to kind of do that on the edges. Or maybe underneath. Okay, and I'm going to use some French gray. I don't know if this is going to do any good or not. I think I'm just going to take my black and almost dot it in here. I want this to be a little darker. I want to try and get his, I want to try and make sure that he looks fluffy. Because if we're gonna have bees, we want them to be cute, fluffy bees. I used to be totally terrified of bees. And then this is Terra Cotta. Then we moved into our house that, and I wanted a garden, and there was no way I was gonna have a garden without having bees in it. And so I had to, this is Goldenrod. I had to just kind of make friends with the bees. And I did. For the most part, they don't, I kind of like that Terra Cotta. For the most part, they don't scare me anymore. Now wasps, those are another story. We won't even talk about wasps. Those make me, those are little demons from hell. Okay, so I'm gonna try and really just lightly, I almost want to break out my sandpaper here. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna take my sandpaper and I'm going to sharpen my tip so that it's really sharp. And that way, and turn your pencil and flick up so that your pencil stroke always gets softer and lighter at the end. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit darker under the wing. And I think we'll try this 10% French gray on the eye. This part of the eye is really black. I almost want to blend it a little bit. I want that because that's the highlight, not really that looks better. Okay, and then we're gonna darken up his little antlers. Okay, I'm gonna pull out the Terra Cotta again. It's just gonna darken that a little bit. All right, now, what do I want to do for the wings? I think we're going to do a mixture of sand, white, and gray, maybe. All right, so let's do a little bit of this gray, this 10% French gray. I'm going to do a little bit of this sand color, just a little bit, don't want to go too crazy. And then I don't know, I kind of like the gray. There we go, I do kind of like that. Let's do that. Okay, that was pretty quick and easy. I'm going to zoom back out because I'm kind of zoomed in for that, and then reset, and we'll start the watercolors. Okay, so I have gone ahead and taped down my my picture. I just think it's a good idea when you're working with water. You have less warping that way, even though we're not going to be doing a ton of water. I still think it's, you know, I don't know, it's a good idea. So I have pulled out some of my swatch cards. These are what I call this is my super granulating set, and it is it's my most favorite set that I have to paint with for watercolors, and it is comprised of mostly handmade watercolors from Etsy, but also quite a few from Daniel Smith, quite a few from Schminke, and I think that's it. I think the rest of them are all Etsy colors. But anyway, so I have swatch cards for all of those, and I use these to help me kind of decide what colors, just like I do with my color pencils, what colors I want to use for whatever it is that I'm working on. And I have to say, I kind of feel like this, I used this last time, but how can I not use that? I love that. I love that one. So we're going to use Shadow Green Light from Masha's Watercolors on Etsy. She also has this really wonderful yellow, if I can find it. These are all out of order here. Wait, I saw it. Okay, so she also has this bright yellow, which I think is really gorgeous. So I think I'm going to pull that one out. I do think though that I might want some I don't know. I don't know what I want yet. I won't know until I like throw the water down. Quin Gold is really nice. Quin Gold Deep might be really nice. You know, I'm going to pull Quin Gold Deep from Core out. So all of these go into my big metal butcher palette, which is really nice. It helps to keep my palette that holds on my paints a little bit neater. I don't always pull them out, but okay, what else might I want to use? I don't know, maybe that's it for now. We'll see. Okay, so when doing watercolors like this in a background, I kind of feel like you never know what you're going to get until you do it. So I'm just gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna have any problem with bleeding, although I am wondering about some of this black here. Well, we'll just try and stay away from it a little bit. Because there's a coat of colored pencil on top of all of the printer ink, I don't think there's going to be much problem with bleeding, but you know, sometimes stuff happens. So I have brushes, I have paper towels in case I need to use those for whatever reason. And okay, away we go. So I'm going to use my big brush because it holds a lot of water and it'll kind of let me get that first. You know what, before I do that, let's mix up some of this color so that it's ready to go. I'm not sure if you can, there we go. I think you can see now. So yeah, I think I used this color on the last time I used watercolor. I used this color because it's one of my favorites. It is. Not gonna lie, it's one of my favorites. Okay, this is the bright yellow. That is really bright. But our sunflower is bright, and we don't necessarily need a ton of it. So that'll be all right. Then this is the Quin Gold Deep, which is really nice too. Is there anything else that I want to get out and kind of get ready? I don't know. Nickel Azo Yellow is a nice color. That's also a core. That's also a core color. It's pretty similar. A little bit darker, but I think it's a good transparent color. So, all right. So we're gonna start with those. And get those out of the way. Clean water. Okay. This is nerve-wracking to do for filming on a piece that I took so, okay. There we go. Just do it. I'm just going to do it. All right. Water down. Try and stay away from the black of the bee as much as I can. And I think we'll go in stages. So water down, and it's almost like, don't think about what you're doing, just do it. Okay, a little bit more water. I know that it's gonna Just dab it off of where the color pencil is. All right, let's get a little bit of yellow on here. Clean water. I think I'm going to go for the nickel azo yellow instead. Look at the way that just bursts. Oh my God, core paints just explode. They just explode in water. It's just amazing. It's an amazing thing to watch. All right, I think I want to intermingle these a little bit more. A little bit of green in here. Let's try a little bit of this. And if I decide I don't like it soon enough, I can usually come on now. Don't mess up on me. I don't like the way that looked. Work fast, work fast. I almost kind of wish I would have just stayed with the green. So I'm going to add some more of that in here. Just do a little bit, maybe under here a little bit. Nope. Okay, I like it. I'm kind of thinking I want to just leave this alone, but then part of me is thinking not. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Okay, but I like what's on here, and I like that little bit of yellow there, so that's good. Okay, what do we do down here? So see how it's kind of buckling? You know, that's what watercolor paper does do that, and especially when it's not cotton, it does tend to buckle a little bit more, but that's why we taped it down, so that once it dries, it should flatten back out again and be all good. So now I have to decide what I want to do down here. And I think I also want some, we're gonna wait for that to dry, and then I think I want some little sparkly pollen, I guess, coming off of the bee. I kind of thinking I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, because you really kind of need to let some things dry sometimes in between layers. So I'm gonna let this dry, and when I come back, I'll either keep working on that, or I'll add some sparkly stuff, some pollen sparkle. Okay. Alrighty, so it's been about 15 minutes or so, and it's mostly dry. There's still a little bit of, just a teeny little bit of moisture. You can see where I did get some water here on the bee, where it wasn't covered in colored pencil, and so I did get a tiny little bit of the bleeding from the inkjet printer. It's one thing I wish I had was an ink. I wish they would create like ink cartridges that you could put into an inkjet printer that were waterproof. It's really a bummer. It's the only thing. I love my inkjet printer because it can print quite heavy cardstock, but I don't like that it isn't waterproof. To get around that, if you wanted to, you could always take your images that you want to put watercolor on onto a flash drive and take it down to like the UPS store where they do printing. You can bring your own paper and give them the watercolor paper and the flash drive, and they will print it. And they use laser printers, I believe, where the images are waterproof, which is something that I'm going to do very soon with a couple of my images. Okay, so I think, and I hope, because I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I'm crossing my fingers that adding this next little bit of stuff doesn't make me wish that I hadn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna use this Nicolazzo yellow and get some water. And I'm gonna do some little, and I think that's it. I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. We'll let those dry. That's on the tape, so that's okay to just let that dry the way it is. And I'm gonna call that done. So that didn't take very long. That didn't take very long at all. All right, so there we go. There's our sunflower with bee. And again, it is in my Etsy shop. It is hand drawn by me. And if that's something that you're interested in, you can pop on over there and get it. And if you do color along and post these, I would love it if you would tag me at Art by Karen Valentine so I can come over and see your beautiful creations. All right, my friends, that is it. I think we're going to do another journal page next. And that's it. Until I see you guys again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I will put the finished picture as usual at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.